Hey kids! Welcome back to the channel. Today is Wednesday, so of course today is the next in my series of film reviews. We are continuing with my family-friendly Halloween animated series of movies, and I'm once again filming up here live at Kim's Krypt Haunted Mill in Spring Grove, PA. I got something a little cool for you guys today. This is a section that patrons don't ever get to see. I am here in the basement of the House of Eyes. This is the main dressing room. Now you're only seeing part of it. On the other side behind the camera is where the airbrush tables and makeup stations are, and there's more props and stuff over around the corner. This is just kind of, I said I was going to give you behind the scenes. This is behind the scenes. And now today we're going to be talking about a personal favorite movie of mine, a movie called The Book of Life.
Follow me. You need to see something special.
The Book of Life is set during the festival of Dia de Muerto, the Day of the Dead. We're following a particular character named Manolo. Well, actually, there's three characters. We start with Manolo and his two friends, Joaquin and Maria, who all grew up together. They were best friends, kids growing up, right? This was their bag. But where the problem comes in is we have two eternal characters, La Muerte. It tells you what you need to know there. And another character called Xibalba.
Ah, look there. Two best friends.
Oh, in love with the same girl.
So, explaining the world that this story is set in, it's a little bit complicated. It's a very basic sort of description of the beliefs of the Day of the Dead and how, what all of that actually entails. I'm just going to put a link right here. So you can actually just look up some more detailed and possibly more accurate information about the festival of Dia de Muerto and what it actually means. I'm going to focus on how the movie addresses it. Now, the way the movie addresses it is we have two characters. We have La Muerte and we have Xibalba. Now, what you're looking at is in the afterlife, okay, the beliefs generally say, around this festival, the belief says that people don't actually end. They just simply go live somewhere else. All right? And what happens is if you are remembered, your family loves you. They set up an ofrenda, which is a way of remembering the people that have passed. You go to the land of the remembered.
Welcome to the land of the remembered.
Don't try to take it all in at once.
If you are not loved, if you are not remembered, if generations go by, people forget you, you go to the land of the forgotten. The land of the forgotten is not so pleasant. It's sort of a heaven and hell kind of relationship, but not really, okay? Because it doesn't have anything to do with being a good person or a bad person or anything like that, or anything to do necessarily with any kind of deity. It just has to do with if you crossed over and people loved you and remembered you, then this is where you go. If they do not, this is where you go. Well, there's a whole history of a relationship between La Muerte and Xibalba. Xibalba, who runs the land of the forgotten, that's his little world. Think like Hades in the mythology. He's not happy there. He doesn't like it. He wants to go to the land of the remembered, where all the good stuff is, right? So they have a very contentious history and are kind of known to place little wagers.
How about a little wager? I bet that Maria will marry Joaquin.
Very well.
By the ancient rules.
Now here's the problem. Xibalba likes to interfere. He's not a very fair player. So yeah. It gets very complicated from that point forward because he just won't leave things well enough alone. And La Muerte is not aware that he's playing dirty pool.
I will lose the wager. Fix this for me, old friend.
I may not be the town hero, Maria, but I swear, with all my heart, I will never stop loving you.
So this is basically them playing with these three people's lives. Isn't that great?
This is incredible.
Epic fiestas every day.
All you can eat churros.
And now the really fun part is that we're actually being told the story through the story, which I think is really cool. Our opening is a field trip. Bunch of kids going to a museum they don't want to go. But they are greeted by tour guide, and she takes them inside and talking about, you know, the treasures of Mexico, this, that, the other thing, and then takes them to a display where the actual Book of Life is right there. And she proceeds to tell the story of the three friends and the wager between these Eternals.
All the world is made of stories, and all of those stories are right here in the Book of Life.
Now, we meet a lot of characters along the way. We end up going through both lands, and then including the world of the living. So we get to go through all of this, and we meet so many characters. The cast is huge on this. I'm going to focus on pretty much just like our primary players, and of course our main writers, directors, and all that kind of stuff. So let's start there. The film was directed by Jorge R. Gutierrez, who was director on Maya and the Three. If you have not seen Maya and the Three, find that. I discovered it completely by accident. It is so good. But staying on focus, he was also the writer on this, along with Doug Lansdale, who was a writer on Earthworm Jim. That's kind of random, but there you go. So that's our writers and our directors, and as I said, the executive producer was Guillermo del Toro. The music for the show. Now, there are two levels of the soundtrack in this. There are a few, I don't want to say needle drops, because the characters are actually performing them, but they're like other songs you'd recognize, or like pop songs that are thrown in.
I know exactly what to play. You got what I need.
Wow, that totally captivated her.
Our main score, first of all, there's going to be a subtitle here for this one, because I know I'm going to butcher this name. Gustavo Santaolalla? I'm only going to say it once. He was also the score composer for Maya and the Three, and also on The Last of Us. So, and he has our main score, which is beautiful, just so beautiful. Now, we do have two original songs, in addition to songs you would recognize. There are two original songs that are in the movie, and both of which represent really beautiful moments in the film for me, like absolute highlights of the film. We have a song called I Love You Too Much, and The Apology Song. And I'm not going to go any further in describing these songs to you, because that becomes spoilers for the story. But these two songs were written by the most amazing Paul Williams. Come on, you can never go wrong with Paul Williams. You're talking The Rainbow Connection. You're talking Phantom of the Paradise. The man is a genius. I would love to have his mutant power to write a song out of anything, because it's just not fair that we can't have that gift. These two songs were written by him, and highlight moments in the movie.
Manolo, it's so beautiful.
Now, as I said, this came out from 20th Century Fox Animation, which was established in 1994. The animation company is actually called Reel FX, R-E-E-L-F-X, Reel FX, and they were established in 1993 in Fort Worth, Texas, and they've done a lot of other stuff as well. You've seen other films that they've done. It's an interesting animation style, too, because since we're being told the story while the kids in the movie are being told the story, the tour guide is telling the story with puppets, right? Like little wooden marionettes. And so the whole thing is animated, that they're all little wooden marionettes. An interesting choice, but oh, it's so good, you guys.
Where am I?
Let's talk about our primary cast. Okay, so we have Manolo, who is being voiced by Diego Luna. Now, of course, you know Diego Luna. He was in, he played Cassian Andor. He was in the series in Tales of Arcadia, which I've also seen. I love that. He was also in the League of Super Pets. He did voices in there. So, of course, Diego Luna, we know who he is. Then we have his friend Joaquin, who is Channing Tatum. Pretty sure you know the name. He's in Deadpool Wolverine. He's the one who plays Gambit. He's been working really hard to get a Gambit movie, you guys. Let's wish him luck on that one. And then Maria. And Maria is being voiced by Zoe Saldana. And you know who she is from Guardians of the Galaxy, right? It's Gamora. That's our primary characters. And then we have La Muerte. Our two Eternals. We have La Muerte, who's being voiced by Katie Del Castillo. I'll put it down there. You would actually know her. She plays the wolf character. I'm not real familiar with the characters, but she's in Monster High. She does the voice of Monster High. Is it not Claudine? Selena Wolf. I know Claudine. Anyway, she's from Monster High. And then you have Zebulba. And Zebulba is being voiced by Ron Perlman, you guys. Is he going to become a drinking game now, too? Every time I mention Ron Perlman, you got to take a drink, too, because it seems like he's in everything I'm looking at these days. So he's the voice of Zebulba. So those are our 2 Eternals. And we do have we have another Eternal that we meet later on, which is the Candlemaker. This is all part of that mythos around Dia de Muerto and, you know, how the beliefs work. He'll make sense when you get there. But the Candlemaker is being voiced by the rapper Ice Cube. That's kind of fun, right? And then, of course, our museum guide. The museum guide is being voiced by Christina Applegate. And, of course, you would know her as Kelly Bundy from Married with Children. So these are our primary characters. Now, there are so many other characters. This world just expands so much. I'm just going to give you a random list of some of the people that appear in this thing as voices. Danny Trejo, Hector Alonso, Gabriel Iglesias, Eric Baza. He's been in so many things, geez. And Guillermo del Toro actually does appear as a character as well. Placido Domingo actually plays a character at one point. It's just too many to even begin. The characters are really wide and varied, but it's not confusing in any way. It's just the fact that as you go into each of these worlds and all these characters expand out, because you have all the people in the village that they live in, and you have all of the people in the land of the remembered, and then you have all these people in the land of the forgotten, and you have the Eternals, and you have there's a lot of characters, but your primary focus is really on our 3 friends, which is Manolo, Joaquin, and Maria. They are our primary characters that we follow. Everything about this is it's beautiful to look at. The backgrounds, the landscaping, the use of the colors. I fell in love with this movie when I saw it for the first time. And I think it gives a fairly basic understanding of what the Day of the Dead Festival is about and kind of generally how the belief works. Now, all of us grow up in that culture, right? And honestly, I believe it's only a certain region of Mexico that actually celebrates it. It's not like the entire country does this. It's apparently just a certain region, from what I've been told. But like I said, I'll have a link you guys can look up, and you can look up full information on this festival, and you can see exactly how it works. It is beautiful, though. If you've ever been to a Day of the Dead celebration, it is amazing. The way they dress up the cemeteries with the flowers and the candles, and they have little picnics, and they hang out and talk to the ancestors, and it's a very, very cool thing. And I think this movie does a really good job of showing us how beautiful this is. And the story is really easy to grok. And like I said, I love the fact that it's the tour guide is telling the story to the children, who's basically telling the story to us. So we're just standing in the back of the room as part of the tour, which I think is really great. And the animation style, everything's done with like these little wooden puppets, and it's really super cool looking. I adore this movie. It's beautiful, it's great to look at, and I think you should definitely just check it out.
My lady!
Please help me reunite with the love of my life.
If you complete these tasks,
You will see Maria again.
Alright kids, I guess that's it for me for this week. As always, I'm still up here at Kim's Krypt Haunted Mill in Spring Grove, Pennsylvania. Here in the dressing room, this is actually in the basement of the House of Eyes, which is one of our 5 attractions, and we have 2 escape rooms and a full midway with carnival games and food trucks. It's a really good time up here. You can go to the website, you can get the information on getting tickets if you're going to be in the area. This video may go up a little bit too late for you to come to the 2024 season, but there are off-season events. There is a Twisted Christmas, it's one weekend only in December, and there is the Winter Wonder Trail, which is a beautiful, family-friendly Christmas light. Santa Claus is there, snow machines, really nice, really beautiful to see. That runs for like the end of November through up to New Year's, I think. And there's other off-season events as well. They're done during the summer. So you want to find out information on any of that stuff, you want to come up and visit this place, see some of the places I'm talking about, yeah, you just go to the website, you can get all the information you need. Alright, I guess that's going to do it for me. I will see you guys next week with something else. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe down here somewhere. You'll get notifications when my next stuff goes up, and I will see you next time.